You guys, what I love about your podcast is you take very serious subjects, obviously, but you cover them and discuss them in a way, which I think is important, to find humor in them. Because sometimes we can be overly serious or overly analytical. And sometimes when you put a touch of humor with it, it just makes it more digestible, right?
Absolutely, I would say so. This is the reason why I love doing the podcast with Alec, because I can really kind of fall deep into a lot of the mental health stuff and just get a little too serious with the emotional stuff. But having Alec there too, he really brings the humor. We get to laugh a lot, and it makes it easier. It does make it more digestible. Mental health and emotional well-being doesn't have to be so heavy and too serious. The more that we can actually inject some humor and levity into it, it makes it a little bit better. And then we're also still doing really positive work on ourselves.
Yeah. Alec, I was going to ask you, how can people actually find the funny in some of their darker moments?
I find the ridiculous in every day. I mean, just everything makes me laugh, but that's who I am as a person. I think, it's part of my culture too. Filipinos have a great sense of humor because we have to go through a lot. It's very hot. there's a lot of natural disasters. You're gonna need a sense of humor to get through times like that. And also, as a gay person who grew up being bullied a lot, I learned to develop a sense of humor really, really quick. And humor is how we bend. And if you can't laugh at life, if you can't bend, you're gonna break.
Yeah, absolutely. And Matthew, being a psychotherapist, particularly during these times when people have had so much grief, so much misery, so much loss and anxiety.
Yes.
What would you say to people who say, listen, there's nothing to hold on to. I'm not finding pleasure in anything. Nothing's funny to me. What would you say to people?
Surround yourself with some funny people. Sometimes it's hard for us to find humor, but if we can actually lean on other people who can help inject some of that into our lives, then it can lift us up a bit. But I also wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't say it is also okay to not be okay. Yeah. So if we really can't find the humor at times, that's all right too. Just ride that wave, you'll land back on shore, and there'll be some funny in the future.
Absolutely. Matthew, what do you think about comedians who actually punch down?
I'm not a huge fan of punching down, really kind of at all ever. Because I just sometimes think that can kind of be low-hanging fruit, especially if it is directed towards, a person or a group of people. I just don't think that that's necessary. I think you can elevate yourself. And if you can be the kind of person that can find humor without making anybody feel negatively, then I think that that's a really great place to be. So I would probably advise against it, but that's just me.
Did he just call me a low-hanging fruit? You heard it.
I didn't want to say it, but he said something like that.
Not cool. Not cool.
All right, Alec and Matthew, thank you guys so much for joining me as always.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Thanks, Dr. Ian.
My hair will be even bigger next time.
Hey, I love it. Do it for me, baby. Do it for me.
Okay.
All right. And of course, don't forget to check out their podcast. It's called Alec Mapa, Hot Mess with Matthew Dempsey, Psychotherapist.